Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and in today's video we are going to be doing a full face of makeup using only samples. I have enough samples in this bag to do an entire face of makeup except for 3 items in my routine that I know that I consciously chose not to accumulate when choosing samples from orders or gift with purchases. I chose not to include these things because I knew specifically the product would not work for me. And in this case, instead of using samples, I have pulled items that are from samplers. So that means that I have picked items that came in sets, sampler sets, like, multi-packs or whatever. And those are going to be for my eyeliner today, my eyebrows, and I do have one item that is not a sampler, nor is it a sample, but you can get this in almost any set, and that is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So we're going to get into it in just a moment. My tea today is the Salted Caramel Oolong from David's Tea with a splash of International Delight Cold Stone Coffee Creamer. So good. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be digging here in my little bag. I've actually pulled some things that I know I've used before, so I'm familiar with quite a few of these products. They're samples of products that I'm familiar with, but some of these are samples of products that I have never used before, so this will be a first impression, like one-time impression. You know how sometimes you pick up a product and you get a sample of it and you know right then and there that it's for you or not? So we're gonna be finding that out today too. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first step is primer. So I'm looking through, I know that I have a little sample of primer. Where is it? Here it is. I only have one sample of primer today, and that is the Smashbox, the original. This is the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. I remember like 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, it was in every little bag. It was in every every other Ipsy bag, every gift with purchase, I had a lot of these. I at one point had like 6 of them, no lie. I used up the equivalent I used up the equivalent of an entire full size and more just in those little miniature deluxe sample sizes alone. So I already know that this product is going to work pretty well for me. Hopefully, I don't know, my skin's a little bit different now, so we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. Whoops! And these foil packets are a nightmare. So I'm just going to take the primer on my face. Ooh. Yep, still just as silicone-y and slippery as I remember. Oof. So there's no color correcting going on today, even though I've got a little bit of redness. Ooh, oh my goodness, a little bit of that goes a long way, which is kind of why these foil packets are just so awful, because I can set it up and this will probably last me a good 2 weeks, but I'll probably just throw it out because what good is it? Oh, so to make this a little bit more fun, I was going to use my regular sized brushes, but I have a ton of like travel brushes and travel eye brushes, so little minis. I just thought, let's make this a little bit fun. Okay, so primer is on. My face feels so slippery. I forgot how weird this feels. So I have a lot of foundations to choose from today because back in January, I believe, I got a foundation sampler from Ulta with an Ulta order. So I have the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation sampler card, and let's see if I can find me a shade match. That one, that Filter Light 03 might work. Might be too dark on me. Might not be the right undertone. I don't know. So I'm just going to set that aside as a maybe. I have the KVD Vegan Beauty Lock-It Foundation, which I used to love this stuff. Now, the card still has her name on it, but I guess we'll overlook it for now. Light 44 might be a good match for me. I think when I wore this, I was a light 42, light 41. So this one may be a little off, but We'll see. That's in the running. Next, we have the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear, and this is in the shade 422 True Beige. Now, it's not marked along the side, so I'd had to look up what shade 420 True Beige was, and I think this one might be just a tad too dark, so I'm going to save that and try it later, because I would actually like to make this look work. Next up, I have, this is not going to be enough for a full face. This is the Clinique Even Better Makeup with the Broad Spectrum SPF 15, and it looks like the CN52 Neutral would actually be a decent color match for me. It's the second one from the bottom. But again, there's only enough to like do a swatch. So this one is going to be out for today's video, as well as the Lancôme Tinted Ultra Wear. I think I might be a 140, this 140 neutral, no, 140 Ivoire looks like it might be a good match for me. But again, this is only a swatch, enough for a couple of swatches. Won't do a whole face. However, the little card says that you can get a 10-day sample from the Lancôme counter, so maybe I'll have to go do that because I do want to try that. And last up, I have a card of the Stila Tinted Moisturizer Skin Balm, which is all the rage these days. And the lightest shade is shade 02. I think this might be a little bit too dark for me, but I don't know. Either way, because this is more of a silicone primer, I think I'm not going to do a balm because I don't want that to not play nice together. So I'm going to set this aside to try for later. I also have the Too Faced Born This Way Matte Foundation in the shade Snow, and this is a nice little deluxe sample here. This one might be a little too yellow for me. So you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the KVD. I can't decide between the KVD Light 44 Cool or the Filter 3. I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with the lighter one. I just prefer it. All right, so we're going to go with the KVD Lock-It Foundation in the shade Light 44 Cool. So let me get this out of here. Hold, please. All right, and then I know that none of these other shades are going to work for me. I have no use for them now, so I don't know. Yeah, none of these are going to work for me, so into the bin they go. All right, so it's just a little foil pod, and I'm going to be, let me open it up here. Goodness, this is difficult. All righty. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit light, but actually that might be a good match. So I'm going to take my Real Techniques. Look at that teeny tiny. It's like a smooshed foundation brush, like pinched. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to go in there. Ooh, and I know that this is a very, very full coverage foundation. Yep, it still smells like paint. I remember it smelling very much like paint. So I'm just going to go in. And I do not have a concealer either, but that's okay because this is such a full coverage foundation. I don't really think I need one anyway. Oh yeah, that's a really good color match for me. So I'm just going to swipe this on. Oop, come on, trying to pick it up. These teeny brushes, I used this brush for a while because I loved it before I got a couple of my other brushes. It's actually a really nice brush. I picked this up. It was in one of those holiday ornaments. I picked it up at Walmart a few years ago when they were clearancing them out. I picked up this one. I thought I got two, but I didn't. I have another one that came from a different holiday ornament bauble ornament. All of those. So I feel like I could use a little bit extra coverage, so I'll probably take my finger and tap out into those places where I need a little bit of extra coverage. Thankfully, my skin has calmed down just a little bit the last 2 days. So You can see this coverage builds up really nicely. It's going on over top of that Photo Focus primer really nicely. Sorry, I keep doing this. You'd think I would know by now, but apparently I don't. All right, and this has just enough foundation in this little bubble to do my entire face. All right, that's actually a really good color match for me. That's really good. All right, I'm gonna blend a little bit on my chin and neck because that's what we do in 2021. Okay. Yeah, look, oh, that's such a beautiful, that is a really good match. That is a really good match. Okay, so now over these places where I need a little bit extra coverage, whatever. It's all the same, right? I'm gonna take a little bit and just tap it. Now this foundation is matte and it does dry down very nicely. On my skin, I don't feel like it's too heavy or cakey. Oh man, I did forget how much I liked this foundation. I know a lot of people can't get past the smell, but it honestly, it smells a lot lighter than I remember it smelling a couple of years ago. I remember it being really paint-like and thick, and this does not feel the same. Okay, so I'm done with that. The coverage is really nice. I had some redness on my cheeks and it covered up really nicely. Yeah, still see a few blemishes here, but I think it evened out my color a lot. Yeah, I like that. Okay, good. So just in case you're wondering, my little foil pod, the little bubble now looks like this. There's still a little bit left in there to use, but it's not enough for an entire second face. So there was just enough for one application, which is just fine. Okay, so next I have I'm gonna try to remember how to do my makeup and what step now that I'm using completely different products. All right, so next up, I think I'm going to go and apply, so I have to think about what I have too. So for blush, what did I pick up for blush? What do I have for blush? Highlighter, contour, what do I have for blush? I think I wanted to use, what do I want to use for blush? Hold on just a second, let me see what I have as far as blush goes. Okay, I found what I was looking for. I know that I have this Cover FX Monochromatic Liquid Lip Color, and this is just another foil packet, but this looks like there's a lot less product. There is a lot less product in these foil packets than there is in the pods. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I'm not sure if this would be an entire lip application since I'm not familiar with the formula of this Cover FX. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use this as a blush, as a cheek color. So I'm going to use, let's open this up. I'm not sure, it delivers a soft matte finish with a velvety feel. So this might dry down, this might be a disaster. All right, but who knows? Okay, so I'm gonna take the shade Pink Dahlia and I'm just gonna tap it out. And this could either work very well or this could be a disaster. So let's see how this goes. Cause I mean, you know, I don't know, but I've got my brush here. I can fix my mistakes if I need to. Ooh, that's actually a really pretty color. That is really gorgeous. I like that. I'm happy with that. All right, do this side. Just gonna tap it out. I could use one of my itty bitty blenders for this, but I'm not gonna. Okay, and I like my blush up a little bit higher and over my nose a little bit. Clearly we are not doing any contouring. This is just a little quick face. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush and I'm just gonna clean up where it's come down just a little bit too low here. Soften that up just a little bit. Yeah, soften up that color, even it out a little bit. All right, let's blend. Make sure that's blended nicely in there too. So now I can't tell. I'm gonna have to wait until my skin calms down just a minute to tell what is actually blush and what is actually my skin being irritated by me poking at it. So while I'm waiting for that to calm down just a tiny tad, I'll set that aside here and go into bronzer. So I have this Hoola Benefit. Is this Hoola or Hoola Light? Oh, it's Hoola. I've never used this before, so let's see how it goes. So for my brush here, I'm going to be using this, anybody else remember this? Do you have this? This was the Sephora VIB Rouge gift with purchase like forever ago. So I don't actually think I ever used it for foundation, but it's nice and pinched, and we're gonna use it for bronzer. Ooh, that's dusty. Ooh, that's dusty. All right, so let's try this. All right. Okay, not bad. That's not bad. I probably should have powdered my face first, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep playing and working, right? Let's keep playing and working. I'm gonna blend it up here into my blush a little bit. Let's do a little bit on the nose. Ooh. Just try and do this very lightly since I'm not familiar with this. I've been through quite a few chocolate soleils and just never branched out into Hoola. It's actually not a bad color. Nice and light. I don't feel like it's going on my face too orange. Oh, and it's blending very nicely. Just gonna blend it into my hairline a little bit. That blends out very nice and natural. I like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in. I think I missed a spot on my forehead. I like to have a little bit of blush on my forehead. So I'm gonna take just the tiniest bit of pink Dahlia. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take my brush. Let's just blend this in just a little bit. Give me a little bit of a layering here. There we go. Okay. I really like that. Looks nice and soft. I am looking a little splotchy over here, but I can't tell. I think that's just me using products that aren't meant to be for what they're being used for. Okay, so now I need to be right back. I gotta take the little, I gotta find my scissors. Oh, they're right here. Let's not have a repeat of the other day. I'm going to use this Lock-It setting powder to kind of set my face, and then I'll go back over and see if there's anything that I missed. And it's just a tiny little, again, this is a product that I have used in the past. I never actually used a full size of this because this is, again, one of those products that I just kind of got in multiple bags and just kind of had for a couple of years there. So for this, I have this tiny little Sephora flat powder brush, and I'm just gonna go in and tap some into the lid here. And this is the translucent setting powder. It's a really nice setting powder. Or I remember it being really nice. I haven't used this in forever, so don't hold me to that. I'm just gonna go, and honestly, with this foundation, you don't really need a whole lot of setting powder because it already mattifies, it dries without being, again, too cakey. But I'm gonna go over it just a little bit in areas where I need just a little more help. And with this, I'm probably gonna need to take the stopper out of there. So I'm just gonna pat it along my jaw here. Ooh, that's a lot. Oof, that's a lot. Around my chin, around my jaw, around my nose. Okay, because I want that to set. and up here. Perfect. All right, I'm actually really happy with the way this is going so far. I like this. Okay, so let me see. I need to get myself situated. Next, I didn't put any powder up here. Good, because now I want to go in with my Becca Ignite highlighters, and I have Ignite in Passion, Creativity, and Strength, and I honestly cannot remember what these looked like, so I'm gonna have to look them up. So give me just a minute to figure out which highlighter I want to put on my face, and we'll be right back. All right, I looked up the colors, and I know I want to use the shade Passion. It looked really pretty on the website, so it looks more like the colors that I go for. And I'm going for, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a mixy mix here, since I don't even know if I have to do that, but that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to peel the top off of there. All right, let's get a little bit of that liquid out of here. Oh my goodness, that is so muchly much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's see if you can get a little bit of that. That's a lot. That is very much. Okay, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit off of my, let's put a little bit on there. Okay, actually I'm just gonna pick the product up from the back of my hand here, since that is a lot, and just blend it out. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm trying to, let me see. Look in my mirror. That's actually, oh, that is perfect color with that. Okay, let's go a little bit heavier, since we've got on top of a creamy type blush here. That actually smells kind of pleasant. It smells, actually it smells kind of like my grandmother's perfume, which isn't, like, not in a bad way though. Let's do a little bit under there, and already I feel like that's coming off. And again, a little bit up on the forehead to make my skin look like skin. This actually blends out pretty nice and almost natural in a way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my other little tiny brushes, and I'm just going to use that to kind of blend it on my forehead to make that look more like skin. Hey, I like that. Oh, that's so pretty. That is really pretty. It would be a lot of product though for a face, unless this were the only one I were buying ever, but that's not bad. I bet that looks really nice on the body, but it is still barely above freezing right now, so we're not going to go there. I kind of expected this one to be a little more pinky, but it's definitely more of a champagne pink. Let's see if I can get that to, I'm not going to get that to focus, sorry. All right, but that looks very nice over top of that pink Dahlia. I'm really happy with that. Okay, wipe it off on my towel here, and my hand's gonna be a little bit shiny for a while. That's fine. Okay, so I have primer, foundation, no concealer, bronzer, blush, highlight. Up next are going to be brows. Now, at the intro, I said that brows was one of those products missing from my minis. That's because generally when I have seen or received samples of brow products, they are usually in the medium shade, which is way too light for my brows. It doesn't work. I had one of the samples of the mini Anastasia Brow Wiz forever ago in one of the whatever samples that they always give out. So instead, what I've chosen to do is I have products from Sampler sets in shades that I know work for my brows, and so I'm gonna kind of cheat a little bit here with this, but I mean it came in a pack, so kind of like, I don't know, sampler. That's where we're going with this. All right, I'm going to do my brows off camera because again, they take forever, and I will be right back. All right, my brows are done, and so for my brows, I used the Morphe Micro Brow pencil in the shade Chocolate Mousse. I also used the Morphe Oh Brow Baby in the shade, it just says it's a highlighter stick, so I use this because this came in a set with this, and the Morphe Brow Setting Gel, a brow pomade similar to the Dip Brow, and a brush. but I didn't use those. I used the Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony and my Anastasia brush, which came in its own sampler set. So those are the things I used for my brows. That's they're doing something today. Okay, so now for one of my favorite parts. Oh, yes, okay. So now for eyeshadow. Now, I have been through a couple of samples of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. You can get them many times with many orders. Many places have them, but I'm actually out of sample sizes of my eye primer. So I figure, you know what? People get this in sample size all the time. It still counts, right? So even though this one itself is not a sample. So I'm just going to use this. I've actually never used the doe foot applicator on this one. So I'm just going to see how we feel about this. I'm not sure if I like the doe foot application method or not. Right now, I'm thinking not, but we'll see. I think they switched packaging to the doe foot applicators only a couple of years ago. I'm not sure exactly when that happened. I just remember buying a full-size tube without the wand when they were clearancing out the old packaging. All right, that is on. So now for eyeshadow today. This isn't really a sample. I mean, it kind of is. This is the Urban Decay Urban Addictions palette, and it's not really okay, this is kind of a gray area here because these are far from full-size pans. They're just little tiny mini pans. It's also in my project pan, but it's got a really great color selection here. It's a nice little quad. I also have an actual sample of loose eyeshadow pigment. This is the shade Scarlet Macaw by Fyrinnae Cosmetics. And I thought it might be fun to do something with these. So let's do it. I'm going to grab, I have a small fluffy crease brush here from Sephora. Now these little brushes were in one of their little travel size to go sets or on the go sets, or it came in a little clutch, a little like sequined type clutch that for a while I carried in my purse as a wallet. So I'm just going to go in with this over here on the outer part of the eye. So anyway, let's just give this a try. I think what I want to do is I'll do a little bit of brown on the outer corner here, and I want to do this kind of all over the lid and the crease, and then I want to go over top of this with the shade Fireball, which is a really lovely duochrome shade. So I'm not gonna take that too far. And then I think I might do purple for the lower lash line, because why not? While we're playing, we may as well have fun, right? All right. I love red with green and hazel eyes. It's such a pretty color. Such a pretty color combo. All right, so I'm just going to come on over here and do the same thing. Now this Scarlet Macaw does have a little bit of what appears to be gold shimmer in it, which again doesn't bother me. Sometimes some of these little flecks will just kind of poof away, and I can also see where I need to blend that brow illuminator under my brows a little more. It's not a stick that I reach for often because it is quite creamy, but it's not awful. I just need to pat it in and melt it just a tiny bit more. There, that's better. Let's try this one too. Yeah, that's better. It was just too much. All right, so let me even this out. Again, not being too precise, just playing. I want to see how that Fireball looks over top of this red, and this red is blending out very nicely. It's one of my, it's not in my official project pan, but if I can pan it this year, this Scarlet Macaw, that would just be the bee's knees. I don't ever use that expression. I don't know why I just did. Okay, pretty sure that is not even, but that's okay. I'm just going to continue to blend. This red is not the main focus anyway. This red is kind of like my base. So I just want to kind of get the shape a little more even here. Okay, and if I mess up, it's okay, because I have my little cheater shade down here that's going to help me fix that if I need to. All right, so next I'm going to take on a little more, okay, let me see, what are these? Where's my other brush? All right, no, this is it. I think this is the one I want. No, this is the one that I want. This was in, oh my goodness, I think like a Mary Kay travel brush. I don't even know where the other brushes are. They're long gone. But I'm going to take that and I'm going to take it into the shade Backdoor and Black Bristles. I can't see anything. I'm just going to take this over here and add a little bit of depth. Look at these tiny brushes. What is this, a brush for ants? It's kind of what it feels like right now. Oh my goodness, that is so patchy. And I don't know if it's the brush or if it's just, it's not a good brush. It's not a good brush. I'm probably going to declutter it. I don't think I've actually ever used it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Save me. Oh, save me. Oh my goodness. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that other brush and we're going to try to save it. Let's try to save it. Just wanted to make that nice little C shape over here, but that brush did not want to cooperate. That brush with this shadow just did not want to cooperate. So let's keep trying here, shall we? All right. I think this is as good as we're going to get it. So I'm going to try to see if I can attempt this on this side, if this will behave any differently. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it's not great, but it's workable. You know what, for consistency's sake, I like the shape of this. So I'm gonna try to see if I can, oof, that's something. That is something. Oh, I forgot to grab out a sample mascara. I'm gonna have to do that in here in a minute. All right. Ooh, so scratchy. All right, this is where we are. This side is clearly darker than this side, so let's just grab a little tiny tad more. And there we go. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a mess, but thank you all for hanging in there. What do you do with samples when you get them? Do you use them right away? Do you put them in a drawer for later? Do you forget they exist? Do you plan them any certain way? Let me know. Oop, look at that. It's so tiny, I almost lost it. Okay. So now, oh, this inside corner here is just going to give me a go here. I just want the tiniest bit of pigment here because I want to try to even this out. All right, I'm going to continue to blend and I'll be right back. All right, next comes the fun shade. I'm going to take Fireball here, which is this really pretty, almost a purple pink shift, and I'm going to, it's like a purpley peach shift words. And I'm just going to use my fingertip for this one, and then I'll blend it out with this little flat smudgy brush because I want to get, again, the most pigment. Oh, look at that. Okay, yeah, that was a good call. That was a really good call. I hope you can see how pretty this is. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, yes. And I'm going to put that on the other eye. Like I said, these are a lot smaller than their typical Urban Decay pans. And now that they've redone their pans again, pretty sure these are still smaller and would be considered sample-ish size. So what I'm going to do here is I have this other brush and I'm just going to, I want to blend that up into this red and brown in the crease here because I want to be able to get some of that sample. And this looks so red on camera, but I'm seeing definitely a lot more peach and purple. Oh my goodness, that red was a good choice for underneath here. Bring that in. And it almost looks purple over top of the brown. That Fireball. Let me pull in closer here for you so you can see. You see how that looks kind of almost purple over top of that brown? I like that. I think that was a really good call. Okay, so now for eyeliner. Oh, while I was gone, I also remembered that I wanted to try these lashes. And again, while these themselves are not sample size, they came in a sampler set. So I wanted to try these anyway. These are self-adhesive eyelashes by Blinking Beauté in the style Celebutante. So they already have a glue on them and I want to try them, so I'll try them on camera. Next, I'm going to do, for eyeliner, I have these. They almost look like they're sample sizes now because I've almost used them up, but these were from the Zodiac. I think they're from the Zodiac set from a few years ago. It also came with a black. It was a 5-piece set. And my black is in the jar, but I didn't want to wear black mascara, black eyeliner today, which is also another one of those eyeliners that come in sampler sets frequently, but I wanted to use this purple one, and this is in the shade Delirious. So I'm going to put this on my lower lash line before I put the purple shade on my lower lash line, because I do want to wear that purple shade today. Why can't I remember how to, I feel like I'm doing this and not remembering how to do my eyeliner. Come on. All right. Pulling that in there. Good. And again, if you've watched any of my videos before, Get Ready With Me's, you know that I like to do my waterliner for this reason. I feel like I can clean it up and smoke it out much better if I've already done my waterliner, rather than going through the motions of blending, then putting the powder on, blending again. So in that teeny tiny set, I also have a little liner brush. So I'm just gonna smudge some of those little bits of eyeliner that have slipped and not poke myself in the eye. Let's not do that again. Okay, but now I'm going to take the same brush, just wiping it off on my microfiber cloth, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Backfire right here, and I'm going to smoke that out here on the lower lash line, just taking a little bit and putting it over top of that purple. Okay. See, and I feel like I get a much better blend when I do my waterliner first. When I do my eyeliner first, I feel like I can get a better blend on the eyeshadow, as well as the powder. Use the eyeshadow to help set that eyeliner so that it'll stay locked in place there. Even though I'm not sticking it in my eye, I am using it to kind of hold it in place. Just gonna blend up to that crease there. I really like that. I really, really do like that. That's such a fun color combo. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade Righteous here, right here. I'm going to take that shade Righteous. And since it does closely match my skin tone, I'm going to take that on that big powder brush, and I'm just going to clean up this line here and kind of do a little bit of an under eye set. That way I'm not completely wiping away any of that foundation that I did. I'm also able to clean up the blending lines there a little bit and add just a little bit more color, because again, I also did not put down any concealer on, and use it to kind of brighten up under my eye there without being too powdery, too cakey, because I do still have to go in and do my setting spray. So yeah, there we go. All right, so to do an inner corner light, I'm just going to grab that same shade Righteous on a smaller brush and just do a kind of a tiny bit because I don't really have, it's not going to show, it's not going to make much difference. But I can use this to kind of blend out any edges that may be a little bit wonky and to kind of help up there at the brow bone too. And that's that. All right, so now for mascara, I have pulled out this Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Volume Black Mascara, and I've never used this before. I can see the sun is starting to come through my window, so give me just a second to fix that situation. I'll be right back. I fixed the lighting situation. I mean, there's no stripes on my face, but whatever. I went ahead and I put one coat of this Sumptuous Extreme Mascara on because I wanted to show you before I put them both on. So this is just one coat on the top and bottom lashes, and this has nothing on it yet. Extreme Volume? No. Extreme Black? Maybe. It does have a little bit of good length to it, but as you can see on my eyelid, it's also very messy. I do not have a top liner on, and I think I just got some black smudges right down there when I closed my eyes. So it is a very wet formula. Right now, I'm not a big fan of it, but maybe if it dries out a little bit, you know, sometimes formulas participate a little bit better in the process if they dry out just a tad. So I'm going to do the other eye, and then I'm going to try to clean up this lid situation here, and then we'll put the lashes and lipstick on and be all done. All right. Went ahead and I fixed some of that fallout from the mascara. Apparently didn't get all of it, but I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna be putting lashes on here in a minute. But look at how pretty Fireball is over top of that red and that brown. Get such a beautiful peachy to purple shift. I really love it. I also went ahead and put on this ridiculous mascara in New Préféré, and it just it's something. Oh, I remembered, I have, here it is, I have this Buxom, look at how teeny weeny. I actually finished an entire one of these, but again, this one's not hard to pan. I'm going to turn this light just a tad. And this is in the shade Celeste. It's really pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and put that on over this because I just feel like it looks not quite right. Let's try this. Let's see if Celeste can save this. Celeste is such a pretty color. It goes well with this lipstick. Is it right for this look today? You be the judge. Actually, don't judge me, please. I'm good enough at that myself. Okay, but let's go ahead and try these lashes. They look like they've got a pretty thick band. So I'm trying to find a little peely to unstick them. Okay, they come in this nice box. And let's see if I can open this box. Ooh, fancy. Just like that. Self-adhesive. All right, and they're covered. They've got this little, oops, these little things over top of the lash bands. They look like they're not going to need any trimming to my face. The instructions on the back just say, application begin at the outer corner of the eye, affix adhesive ready band to eyelid directly above natural lash line, press down, continue across entire lash line. Try applying with tweezers for more control. It says skip measuring and trimming, place adhesive, skip adhesive application and dry time, skip mascara and eyeliner if you want to. It's never been easier, so we're gonna try and see if that's true. I have my lash tweezers right here next to me, the lash tweezers that I like to use when I apply my lashes. These do look like they have a kind of a natural eyeliner kind of style to them. You see how thick those are? So that might give the appearance of an eyeliner. So let's see how we do. These are actually kind of a really, these, not actually kind of, can we use words? These are actually really pretty style. They look very fluffy. They don't feel flimsy or too heavy. They feel nice when you touch them. So let's see if we can do this. I've never done this on camera, so bear with me as I awkwardly try to apply my lashes here. So it says to start in the outer corner of the lash, on the line, and work your way in. Okay, well, I'm gonna try this. Let's see. Okay, well, all right, let's try this. I feel like I can't really see very well. Nope, that's too far out. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe I should do the first one off camera, because clearly I am struggling. All right, it says to push, start in the outer and push in. Okay, well, here, I think we're on. But it doesn't look like it wants to stay. Come on. Is it? Like, it doesn't feel tacky. All right, I think I got it down there. But this is frustrating. I'm gonna try to put this on off camera, and then maybe I will have user error figured out. See if I can put the other one on camera. Okay, so these lashes are super fail. I don't know if they're meant for on top of makeup, but I even tried putting on some of the House of Lashes lash glue on the band, and they just did not want to stick. So I looked them up, and the reviews are, some people love them, but mostly they're terrible. I don't recommend these, they're terrible. I could not get them to stick. So then I was like, well, you know, I think I have another pair of lashes that came in a sampler. So I was like, oh yay, I can save this. So I reached into my bin and I grabbed my Huda Beauty in the style Scarlet number 8s. And I hate these two. They are, it's not that they're just really, they're just, okay, so I put them on and the band is just so thick and like, hold on, let me grab my mirror here. The band is just so thick and heavy, and the lashes are just, they're just really weird. I mean, the style themselves aren't the worst, but they definitely feel and look plastic, and the band is so thick and irritating my eyes. I'm just not even gonna bother. So this is the finished look. My full face of samples. Let me zhuzh my hair a little bit here. Let's see if I can. That's what we're going with. Okay. Anyway, that's my full face of samples. Oh, no, it's not. It's not it. It's not it. I'm missing one more step. This is the world's tiniest vial of Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So let's go ahead and do this too. Oh, and I just used it all up and my eyelashes are sticky and this has been a ride. So I'm just gonna dry it a little bit. And yeah, bags under my eyes. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got today. Hope you had fun. I sure did. I desperately need to see my a hairstylist. Oh, glasses. Yes, glasses. I did a ranty get ready with me. Whether it's going up or not, I don't know. But this is the look with glasses on. Let me turn this light out so you can see there's the window there. And yeah, I love this shade Fireball so much. It's so pretty. Oh, goodness, I'm tired now. I'm worn out from trying to fight with those lashes. It literally took at least 15 minutes to try to get those lashes situated. It was not fun times, but that's the way it is. So I'll probably just go ahead and declutter those, which is a shame because they are really pretty. It's a really pretty style of lash. I really was hopeful for it. They are naturally layered, which I really, oops, I don't know why I was going that way, but they're layered. So they look, what am I doing? You can tell that there's a dimension to them, and they're a really pretty style, but they just didn't stick. And then you can tell what I mean by dimension when I hold up this Huda Beauty lash. You can tell that it's very much one layer. It's just kind of a flat lash with a really chunky, thick band, and no thanks. No thanks. You can keep your lashes. I have plenty of other styles that I love, that are comfortable, that are nice and bright, and just no thanks. All right, well, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up on your way out, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are. And until the next time.